Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Unspoken Heart Discussion Hour. We have a special treat for you today. As y'all know, y'all been waiting all week for this. We're going to go ahead and talk about always the girlfriend, never the wife. And we have in today, starting off with Denise, our co-host Dwight, and King. All right. How y'all doing, beautiful people?
Good.
Right.
Y'all ready for this? I know my mouth is watering. My mouth is watering for this topic here. Now, before we get started, we got some shout outs we want to do before we get on the subject at hand. And first of all, we want to say happy birthday to Mr. Bobby Frank Nitty Crawford. Happy birthday. And also today, we have today's birthday is Mr. KD.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And Miss Denise, we're going to let you go ahead and step on in.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, King D. You're still 21, but you're lying to me.
Happy birthday!
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So what did you have in plan today? What did you do? Did you turn it up yet, or you just waiting a little bit longer?
We are in Louisiana. We're gonna go to Bourbon Street tonight, and we're gonna turn up on Bourbon Street. I'm so excited.
All right.
We're on our way there now.
Well, thank you for taking time out of your special day so that we can discuss this topic. And just be right if you want to hear.
Right.
All in the night.
Dwight's already taking a
I'm
sip.
doing one for you. I got the Texas cactus waiting for you, right?
Toast
I
to
got
toast to you.
I got a little bit of something right here. I got a little Grey Goose, and we got some Amsterdam, and we got some Dorsanio.
Oh,
You ain't finna turn it up. Look at that.
Yeah, we
Somebody-
trying.
Now we came today so we could talk about this topic here because we know that it goes on a lot in real life situations. And that's when a woman has been with a man so long, but she never got that ring. Now, to start it off, I've been I know I discussed it with Dwight. We was talking it over earlier this week about the situation with DMX. As y'all know, him and her name was what, Lindstrom, I think it was.
Yeah. I can't pronounce it right, but yeah, it's up in this.
Desiree Lindstrom. They was
Mhm.
together for 10 years. 10 years. And they was engaged. And the loophole to that is that a week before he passed away, he was planning on, she didn't know about it. He had told her to go purchase a dress and everything. She just thought it was for a beach vacation or whatever. But, he told her to go get a dress, but he had got with the producers and the friends and everything. They was all planning on taking a trip. So he did have in plan to form a wedding a week before he passed away.
Oh wow.
Yes, which is unfortunate. But the sad thing about it is it's a lot tied up behind this that kind of shocked me, because not only when he passed, he wasn't married, because the last marriage, I think it was, he got divorced in 2014 or 13, something like that. And he's only been married one time. And the thing about it is that she, in New York, they do not acknowledge common law.
Right.
And so, I looked it up because I was like, I know in Texas we do, but I know here they do not acknowledge it. It says New York does not allow the creation of a common law marriage. Now, they do honor what they call a domestic partnership, which they can recognize.
Isn't that like almost the same thing?
You would think so. That's why I was like, they say they honor common, they don't honor common law, but they honor domestic partnership. But the catch, because the only way, if you're in New York, that they will honor common law is if you came from another state that honor common law and you moved to their state and you was already together. That's the only way they would acknowledge it. So she more or less was left empty-handed. You know what I mean? It's sad to say, because I really don't know what they would get out of it, except for the house he was in, the furniture, and the rights to his music, because his net worth is a negative 10 million.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
that was shocking for somebody that was so famous,
Mm-hmm.
But he also was owing, like, because he filed bankruptcy, but he owed 1.24 million in child support.
Yeah, there's your answer right there. There's your answer.
Some may say like, oh, okay, well, because of his drug habit or whatever, that this is where it went to. But when you look back, it was more than his drug habit. He was actually behind, and he filed bankruptcy. Because when I looked at it, I said negative 10 million. Like, what?
Wow.
That's a lot.
And then, I don't know what they're going to fight for, because I know 6 of his oldest children, which the oldest one is 28, because he has a total of 15 kids.
Jesus.
Yeah. And he was having a lot of fun. The youngest is 4 years old, which is Exodus. And it's like, okay, through all this, there was no will.
I mean, but if he was negative 10 million, his assets and stuff going to be sold, and the money's going to be split, and then the IRS is going to get theirs first.
Yeah.
So who's to say?
An IRS, because he also owes IRS up in the mix.
Wow.
And he up to his death, he was making payments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the IRS is going to get all of that. Yeah.
So it's like, what is he leaving behind?
Nothing.
The
No
legacy died.
Just,
You
just,
just
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 like
live
Uncle.
The only thing
music.
he
That's
has
all.
is his voice. That's it.
yeah.
Yes. I mean, they can still like draw like money off of his music, like when they play it on the radio or any movies he appears in from going forward. But he'll get the royalties from it, but it won't be as much money no more.
His family not gonna get their royalties from it. They're not getting nothing from it besides the people who have it.
Even if they still playing his movies, even though they still playing his music, whatever
Mhm.
is made off of that is going to go towards the IRS.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There you go.
Does he have I mean, it depends on how much his assets are worth.
True.
Maybe his assets are worth 10 million, and maybe that'll pay it off. And then maybe after that, hopefully the rest of his royalties will go to his children or grandchildren or whatever. Hopefully, I don't know how it works, but
Right now, the way it look like it's like they really
it
go
ain't
to
nothing.
court and fight. And I mean,
Yeah,
fight.
like who get the royalty?
But then you're looking at also 15 kids.
Yeah,
All gotta be 15 kids. So even if
and
they
royalties. Well, from my understanding, royalties don't really pay a lot. It
no,
depends on how much they play the music or how much they play it on TV or whatever, or who streams the music, how much they're paying for it. So, and you can stream a song for $9, so it's really not it's not going to cover much.
no, it's not because you look at even this album they're supposed to be. I don't know if they're still going to release it. But he changed the name to the name of his son.
Mhm.
So even with that, whatever is made off of that, his son probably won't even see that.
Yeah, that's true.
Nope.
Now gonna have a fun time.
Yeah. But I mean, you look at her situation, she goes to court and Judge Helen, denies her to have any presidential standing as a common law. So she's just like out dry, just out dry.
That's why it's important to write that will, Spicy. You ain't married, write a will.
Yeah. But see, the thing is that, okay, they've been together for 10 years. Not for sure
Mhm.
they was engaged. But my thing is, why there was never a wedding ahead of time?
Well, wasn't DNX, well, he wasn't still married, right?
No,
He wasn't still married.
no,
If he still wasn't married,
2014, they married. They was married in 1999. In 2014, they did.
well, that's why I want to know why they wait so long just to get married. You've been with somebody over 10, it shouldn't even take 10 years. If you've been with somebody for at least a couple of years, you should know if you want to marry them or not.
Within the
So,
But
first
but you
3
can know
years.
but you can know you want to marry them. But I mean, you can know that you don't want to marry them and
mhm.
still be with them. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
You can just be like, well, this is what I'm just gonna shack up for the rest of my life because that's definitely what I'm doing.
Okay.
For real, because no.
hey,
You gotta look at it.
whatever works.
My,
Whatever works.
my thing is
You
that
really do
what is she gonna do now? Because she's only left with a ring. That's it. She only has a ring. That's the only thing she really owed.
Well, she better pawn it and go about her business because
Yeah.
it's over. It's over. There's nothing she can do about it.
You look at
Ain't
like
nothing- I
about
agree. Ain't nothing you can do about it. So, I mean, it is what it is.
yeah,
It's
because
sad, but
if you look in her interview, she speaks of, how much time she invested in relationship, how he taught her so much, and how she helped him through a lot of things, faith, and in God, and which we all know that he always spoke about God. He had a strong standard when it came down to his belief in God.
Yeah, you came back to Christ after falling so many times.
Yes, and even though she invested all that time, she's left with nothing. But I know, like we know in Texas, for a couple to be considered in a common law marriage, they need to do more than have sexual relations under one roof. The Texas family states that for a common law couple is cohabitating, they need to be living together as husband and wife, all while maintaining the household as any regular married would do.
Yeah, because me and my girlfriend been together. Well, this month made 11 years, and we one year. I mean, we have to file together. We cannot file separate. We have to file do everything together because we've been living under the same roof. We tried to file separate one day at the H&R Block, and they were like, they asked us, do y'all live together? And we was like, yeah. She was like, how long? It was at that time it was like 5 years. And she was like, oh, I can't file y'all separate. I have to file y'all together because y'all are common law married.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh, and we filed together, even though I'll just do my top out the window.
Yeah, because I think in Texas, if you're 6 months or more, it is considered marriage.
It's 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 6 months in Texas.
Yes,
Six
Texas
months.
laws are different from New York.
Yep, 6 months.
How many months?
6 months or
6
more.
months.
By Texas laws, you're considered.
A lot of people out there are married right now. They've been together for 6 months. They common law married. If they live together.
Even if you break up, she could take you to court and say that, look, we've been living together. We've been common law married. And she could be entitled to half.
Man, tell me about it.
Wow.
Yes. Common law marriage.
This is a true story.
I'm getting a lawyer.
After we were together for like 9 years, we call ourselves trying to separate. They told us that we had, at that time, we had like maybe $30,000 in the bank. And they were like, well, she's entitled to 15, at least 15. I was like, huh? That's my money. I was like, oh no. I said at that time we had that much. Now we broke. No, just
yes, because you got to look at it. Texas laws are totally different. Sometimes people say, well, Texas laws is backwards. Some laws and regulations, they are backwards. But then on some of them, it's like you protect it. So it's like, you can win or lose. Being in New York, you can walk away and you ain't got to give nothing because they do not honor common law marriage.
Yeah.
So I feel for her because, like I say, I don't see what she would have gained out of it. Plus, you're looking at 15 kids that anything 15 kids that's legalized. They don't know illegally what other kids he have because he did get around. We can't lie.
Could have more out there. Could have a couple of more.
Yeah, they're just not legally known, but these are legally known kids, a total of 15. And, it's sad to say because it's like, with her, she might as well just get ready to move out the house because if you look at IRS, they can take that house.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
They said,
you see what they did to Fred Sanford back in the day? They took everything.
That's when
he had that big one for real.
Yeah.
Took everything.
I think that's what made him go out with Elizabeth, ain't it?
Exactly. That's when he really had the big one. When he came in and took his house, he had a big one then.
Yeah,
for real.
yeah, big one. Yeah. Fred Sanford.
Fred Sanford.
Red Fox.
Fred Fox, the actor that plays Fred. Yeah. When they came in there, he had a big one for real.
Yeah. So, my heart goes out to her because you look at, you have to look at, even though a week before he passed, there was plans in work for a surprise wedding. Everybody knew about it. The family knew about it. The producers and everybody, they knew about it. They was going along with this trip. She just thought they was going on a trip. He just told her to get a dress. So he did have in plan to have a surprise wedding, but he didn't live for that to actually take place.
It's a blessing. Wow. I feel like it's a blessing and a curse for these long-term relationship without no marriage and then vice versa. I feel like it's a curse and a blessing at the same time because the blessing for me is I don't have to do no wedding. The curse is basically if something happens to me, I have to, I want to still take care of my family. You know what I'm saying? I don't want it to be just, like something like I would not want to leave. I would not want to leave her with nothing, because I am the breadwinner in the family, in the household. So I would want her to still be kind of good, after I'm, dead and gone. But so I feel like
right there,
it's a blessing and a curse.
right there.
Say what?
You said what, Dwight?
Better write that will then. Better start right now.
For my son, it kind of show you who was really business minded. Because even if you look at like Snoop Dogg, Ice Cube, these are business minded people. Because it shocked me when they did a trivia to even know, because all we knew Snoop for is his raps and smoking weed, getting high, and acting. But to find out that this guy actually possessed a bachelor degree from a well-known university, Snoop, Ice Cube, business minded. So these people, even though they're in this industry, they have at least a will. They gonna make sure they family, because especially Ice Cube and Snoop, because these are women that they've been with since high school.
Yeah.
LL, all them, they were with the same women that they was in high school. That when they had nothing, now they had something. They still with that same woman. But
most of the artists that's in the industry, most of them, they all have another degree. They all have master's degrees. Missy Elliott has a doctorate. She's a doctor. They all have something going, other than the entertainment industry.
Right.
They all have something other than the entertainment industry, and that's so they can. I feel like that's so they can, when they do pass on, their kids, grandkids, so on and so forth, can say, "This was my mom, this is my dad, this is my granny, and this is the credentials they had behind their name." I feel like that's which is a smart thing to do. I was just telling Teresa maybe 2-3 months ago. I said I don't want to die in vain. I don't want to die where I want to have on my obituary. I wanted to say this, that, and the third. Da, 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 da. You know what I'm trying to say? Like I want some long credentials behind my name, so I would know my kids be like, okay, that was my daddy. He did that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I think that's what they're doing.
Thank you for tuning in, Tiffany Cage. She said that's just crazy that he wanted emphatic actions from others, but he didn't even care enough to provide for his seed. Between the iron and the child support, he was broke already, which is true.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I agree with that.
Yeah, it's a very selfish decision.
It
So
is.
I agree with Dwight 100%. You got to do a will. You got to.
Yeah,
It's a must.
you're not gonna jump that broom. At least do a will. That way, something happens to you.
Even if you do a will, the IRS will still.
I can tell you right now, without a will, you go through a lot. Me and my sisters, we went through it because we didn't have a will. My mom didn't make a will. My dad passed. She was about to. My auntie thought she was gonna pull through. She didn't sign the paper. Didn't let her sign the paperwork, and we went through hell with this house and the estate because one person wanted it all, and we wanted to split it.
Yeah, and see that goes back to if you love me enough, why wouldn't you leave anything in plan?
Yeah.
That's what I give my dad. He's a veteran. He works in the post office, but he has so much insurance to where he makes sure that my mother won't have to worry about nothing. Even the house, if anything happened to him, the house is paid off. So, my thing is any insurance, anything, but I mean, you got to still look at it. Even if the insurance came to pay off the house,
right?
IRS is still going to step in and take it. So she's left with nothing. And it's, my thing is, you don't know whether it would have benefited with her being a wife or not because of the position that he held financially. He didn't prepare for anything. He didn't look out for the interests of his kids, because that's one thing I look at, when I tell the insurance people, I just want to make sure my kids are okay when I'm gone. I'm a single parent, and my thing is I want to leave them something. I just don't want to leave them the business I have, my name, the legacy. I want to be able to leave them something to where I know they are going to be okay. And I don't understand what was he thinking and why he didn't do anything like that. But some people can handle the fame and some can't. Some can handle the money and some just foolish with the money.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in, Nikita. My thing is it's something to use his example to think about, to wonder if we love our children and we love our family, we need to prepare for the future because tomorrow isn't promised to you. You know, so we just have to see. But we're going to take a small break here and we're going to come back with more of always the girlfriend, never the wife.
The bride.
Woo, man.
Slipping off emotions. Got me tripping with emotions. I am dripping yellow potions. What you do to me, what you do to me, what you do to me. I am slipping off emotions. Got me tripping with emotions. I am dripping yellow potions. What you do to me, what you do to me, what you do to me. Yeah. I get these weird feelings when I'm near you, when I'm with you, feel connected to you. If loving you is wrong, I don't wanna be right. Got me feeling for your chocolate in the midst of the night. Hershey's kisses, boy, your kisses make me wanna be a missus. Your love concoction, this potion got me tripping. I am slipping in the arms of a strong black king. I just XCX, we bond on everything. You're my addiction, baby. Of emotions, tripping with emotions. You're the potion. Slipping of emotion. Tripping with emotion. I slipping of emotions. Got me tripping with emotions. I am dripping in the potions. What you do to me, what you do to me, what you do to me. I am slipping of emotions. Got me tripping with emotions. I am dripping in the potions. What you do to me, what you do to me, what you do to me.
You got me mesmerized, yeah. You strong black queen by any means, giving any and everything to hear your heart sing. Take me out this world, I'm on your ad list. I'm not tripping about your exes, they just practice potent. Don't mean to spook you, tour through the city on that legacy voodoo, yeah. Baby girl, you do you. I love nobody else. It's okay to be yourself. Go.
Emotion, with emotion, you're the potion. Slip of emotion, with emotion. Slipping off emotions. Got me tripping with emotions. I am dripping yellow potions. What you do to me, what you do to me, what you do to me. I am slipping off emotions. Got me tripping with emotions. I am dripping yellow potions. What you do to me, what you do to me, what you do to me.
All right. I see that King D did dropped off. Hopefully he'll be able to come back. If not, we want him to enjoy his special day, his birthday. So I was glad that he did get to pop in. But what do y'all think that why would somebody not want to marry the person that they say they love?
Scared of commitment. That's one.
Yeah, I agree, because of you know, that's killer commitment, because that's a person you gotta be with every day, wake up with every day, stay around every day, and a lot of times they figure it's better just to date them or go without putting the ring on their finger.
They think that some people, I'm not gonna say all, but some people think that that they'll find something better, or they don't want to commit because they want to remain single, per se.
Yeah, because I know some, when you say scared of commitment, what do you think precisely? What is it about commitment they could be scared of?
That's a good question. I wish we had another male that would step into that situation. Because I don't understand what's to be scared of. Because women, we jump in and head first, hit the bottom of the pool, everything. We ready. We ready for a relationship.
I feel like he just doesn't really probably want her. And that's why he liked being with her, but he's not there where he really love her to make that full commitment. Because I believe he really love her, he'll make that commitment.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, this is my opinion. He'll make the commitment if he really love her.
Yeah, Tiffany Cage says, I have a cousin, and her mate are not married. They say the marriage is nothing but a contract for the government. They believe they don't need to be married to be together. I believe that's why, too. They don't want to be tied down or committed to one person for a lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a lot of you do hear that a lot. Marriage is just a piece of paper. I don't need a piece of paper to tie me down or to tell me that I love you. I feel like that's a cop-out.
Yeah. Yeah.
A piece of paper carries a lot of weight.
Yes, it does. Especially in court when you're trying to get some things and you not being the wife on paper says a whole lot because they'll go to A, B, C. It won't go to you.
Because you take a look at DMX with Desiree and their child. She was engaged, but he never ahead of time planned the wedding. So, like, to be committed to somebody, it should be nothing to be scared of. You say, I love this person. I want to be with them for the rest of my life. Because with marriage license, it says that you have a power of attorney over certain things to where I can be there and help you and speak on your behalf.
Mm-hmm. No one else has control over that situation.
Yeah, but can somebody be that materialistic to where they're like, I'm not going to marry her because I'm not going to give her my things. I'm not giving her half.
There's prenups. You don't have to. There's a thing called prenup.
That's right.
True.
That's right. You sign that paper that Teresa just said, and you ain't got to worry about that.
That's true. That's true. You have the argument of a prenup because they say, okay, if you want a prenup, that means you don't love me enough to trust me, my love for you.
That's a good point, Spicy.
Unless the person put out some sketchy ways. A lot of times people do the prenups because they've been through some stuff.
Yeah.
They've been through some stuff and they just don't want to go through it again.
Yeah, because I had one guy, it was crazy. I'm not going to say his name. But we were just talking. We weren't even going together. We were just talking to see where things would go. But he just flat out going to tell me that I was going to be his wife. Okay. Now, this is somebody, he used to be a producer. He's back into it. Then at the time we were talking, he had lost everything. Everything. His mansion, his cars, everything. Okay. But not a materialistic type person. But my thing was, you're going to tell me I'm going to be your wife. But when we get married, you say you're going to sign a prenup. No. Okay. Now, my feeling at that time was like, okay, bro, really? Like, right now, I got my own home. I got 2 vehicles. I'm taking care of my own kids. I work at the post office. You done lost everything. How you going to sit up here and form your lips and say you want a prenup?
Tyler Perry miss.
Sign this paper now. I want one. Sign it.
Tyler Perry miss.
But see, the thing was, I never even thought about marrying this guy. We weren't even going together. We were just trying to see how things were first.
Right.
And I didn't like it because, he practiced a religion that I didn't practice. And my thing, if you don't love God, you don't love me.
Can't do it.
There's no way you can love me at all if you don't love God.
Yeah, that's true. If you can love God, how can he love you? That's true. I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Y'all not even on the same page when it came to that.
Yes. Hello, Zetra. Thank you for tuning in. She says a person can do a power of attorney, a medical power of attorney, and a will if they want their partner to have a say in things, but don't want to get married. That's true.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Tiffany said, I thought net worth plays a part in it too. But remember, DMX was network was a negative 10 million. So if you didn't even look at it, he really didn't have a network.
Nope.
No. And then she says, if a man has money, he may think he doesn't want to give half of what he built away, like maybe she did earn the right to.
Okay. So a lot of men do think like that. They feel like if you wasn't there with me when I was broke and I got all this money now, you don't deserve it. It's different than Snoop Dogg and Ice Cube because they women was with them when they was down until they got all the way up to where they are now.
And
So
still,
most guys,
investment.
That's Dr. Dre. You see, he have to pay that. Ooh,
well, yeah, right. You got to pay $300,000 a week, a month.
A month.
$300,000 a month.
I can use $300,000 a month right
now. We all can use that.
What is she gonna do with $300,000 a month? Who needs that much money?
They'll find something.
That's too much money. What you gonna do with $300,000 a month?
If I have to deal with your paws and your mouth, I need all of that.
No. $300,000 a month is too much. She shouldn't get. I mean,
it's a lot.
I don't know how many things he has with that woman, but $300,000. Come on now, that's too much.
Also, what did she go through with him during the marriage, though?
Yeah, that's true. You're right. I don't know what she went through with him. You're right. It could have been some
telephone or cussing her out on the regular or disrespecting her all the time or whatever it might be. I don't know. You know, Dr. Dre has a history of doing things like that.
Oh yeah, I seen that movie. What was that movie he was in? Yeah, he did her bad.
LA got done real bad.
He played that part just too good.
Yeah, real too good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was real bad. Miss Chalet, her part when he treated her real bad. That was another Ike and Tina situation.
Yeah. Now Tiffany says, but I think it goes back to what you as a woman will allow and tolerate. We always say a man will only do to us what we allow them. That's true, because my thing is, when you with a man, what is truly the time frame that you can allow him before he can propose to where you are, you know, this man, I'm not going nowhere with this man. He has no intentions with me. You know, maybe it's time to go. Because I've known some people that's been, you know, engaged for 12 years. 12 years or been together for 12 years and still didn't get married. And then after 12 years, they get married. Like, I'm like, what's the point? 12 years?
My uncle is with his, I'm not going to put his name out there, but he's been with his common law wife for well over 30 years.
Wow. You ain't going to be living with me all those years and thinking that this ain't going to make it to the altar, you know.
I mean, 2 years is good enough. 2 years is good enough. You're gonna be with somebody over 2 years, y'all real.
Why not just tie that knot? Call it a day.
Yeah, that's what I said too. I mean, when you go past 5 years, 10 years, and you don't marry the woman, I mean, but it's the woman's. It's up to her. She won't that man.
You know, you so right.
It's up to her. She won't stay with him.
It should take about a year. It shouldn't even take 2 years to know if this is the person you want to be with. You know, why does it actually take 3 to 12 years to decide, okay, now unless y'all got problems, y'all trying to work through things and y'all got to go through counseling and, you know, correct a lot of things you like. But I don't see what is the purpose of going through 4 to 12 years before you actually make it to the altar.
I don't even see past 5.
It don't take that long.
It don't take that long to figure out you're going to be with this person. This person is right for you.
Yeah.
If you can figure it out in a year or two.
Now, Cetra says when you marry a person that makes less than you, by law, you have to continue to provide for them a lifestyle that you got them accustomed to. And see, that's the key word.
Wait a minute. Accustomed to.
Accustomed. That is Texas' main word. She said the key word. When you say I am accustomed to.
Now, that's what it is right there, because Texas got that law. That's why so many guys don't want to stay in no relationship and no long-term relationship, thinking, well, if I stay with this woman and they're gonna consider us married, I gotta come out my pocket for this and that. They're not gonna want to do it.
Yeah, but my thing about it is like this. My thing is it's like, even if that person is accustomed to something, because that goes both ways. You have men that don't work. The woman has been making more than money. She's been taking care of the bills. She's been taking care of him. He goes to court and says, well, I'm accustomed to her maintaining this type of lifestyle for me. Because but look at Holly Berry when she got divorced. She had to pay alimony.
Well, yeah, Mary J. Blige did too.
Because they were accustomed to them taking care of.
What's her name from The View? She did it too.
Oh yeah. What's her name?
I forgot her name. She real cute with the big eyes.
Yeah, she had to pay
child support and spousal support.
Yeah.
But I mean, how does that make you look as a man? And I know times has changed, but for you to say, well, I get alimony from my ex-wife.
That's
I would want your money. I would want.
I think you're a punk.
Yeah, Tiffany,
you're not a man. Wait.
Yeah, Tiffany says facts. But let me tell you that since he was broke, I was broke. Laugh out loud. I got nothing because he didn't have anything to give. And that was my divorce. That means they just they raised equally. You know?
Yeah.
And so my thing is like, but you got to look at, and I think this is why a lot of men are getting scared. And we might call them, saying they're not a man because they're little boys. But you got to also look at what they have been through, like Tenise said. If they've been through a bad marriage already to where they lost everything, then you know what? I'm not getting married again. I mean, even though you cannot base every woman the same.
No.
But he's in fear that, okay, I was homeless. She stripped me of everything. Everything I worked for is gone. So what's the point of getting married for somebody else to take that from me all over again? And then I had to start from a bottom again. So, I mean, you can kind of see why sometimes they be like, I got it. I don't want that paper.
Well, that's why I agree with Teresa when she said they make them sign that paper so they can't get nothing. You know what I'm saying? Especially the men who do that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Apologize.
No, you were saying earlier about the paper, about them signing it. And if a man, it's true, some men been through a bad marriage and the wife got just about everything. And that's why some of them ask them to sign that paper before they get married to the next woman.
Yeah.
So they written so everyone.
A prenup doesn't have to be the mess that it sounds like. It doesn't have to be that way. You can come to a meeting of the minds with a prenup. You can, let's say I made $300 million and let's say Dwight was together and we get divorced and we already have this prenup. Now, already in the prenup, I already said I would give him $2 million already and take care of his living expenses for about 6 months.
6 years.
No.
6 years. I would ask the judge, I need 6 years. 6 months don't work. I need 6 years.
Agreement. You gotta have agreement. Because I mean that's true, because you can in the prenup, you can say, okay, in the prenup, we got the house together. So you can have the house.
Yeah.
But
right.
Being that I have kids, my inheritance, meaning anything else, goes to my children.
Right.
Yeah. But you can say a prenup, but it doesn't have to be an ugly thing.
Yeah. But some people they'll make it ugly. Because I mean, you look at Ray J, his mother, which I felt like his mother was too much in his business anyway. She's one of those mother-in-laws.
Yeah,
but she was pushing for him. And I know that as a mother, you try to protect your children because you're like, look, my child then worked this hard to get where he's at now. He's this famous and he got this money. But that shouldn't have been her pushing it. It should have been a choice between him and the woman he's about to marry.
Sometimes as mothers, we tend to be not following the Bible as we should, and we pry in places where we're not supposed to be.
Yeah.
We cut the umbilical cord and that purse string, the diaper bag, the stroller, throw that stuff away because that's a grown person.
Yes. Yeah. Now we're going to take a short break and we're going to come back and we're going to discuss why would a woman allow herself to be in this position. We'll see.
You're listening to FTG Records. Boy, you got my mind playing tricks 'cause you're not here with me. I really wish you were. Got me laying in this cold bed, feeling no chemistry. 'Cause you're not here with me. Feeling on my body, got me feeling naughty. Doing foreplay to get it all started. Body slipping, sliding, dripping wet from the sweat of body gets. When we make love, baby. Sensual seduction. You got the sex appeal, the way my body feels. Sensual seduction. The way you rolling on me, baby. Sensual seduction. You got the sex appeal, the way my body feels. Sensual seduction. The way you roll it on me, baby.
She keep on texting me, talking sexually. How she missing me, deeply kissing me. Got her going crazy in the morning. Reminiscing her body yawning. Out of her body, I'm touching her body. She touching my body, we got a body. Living long days. The kiss shit, loving you the long way. Calling out my name from the passenger pain. Got your straight jacket, got you going insane. And I got back, 'cause I know you like that. Like, Shawty knows she like that. Shawty want me back. Cock her back, slow, lay her down, slow, and put on her favorite song. Baby, let your hair down, slow songs in the background, and your body my playground. Pass it up and down, don't make it sound like
sensual seduction. Sensual seduction. You got the sex appeal, the way my body feels. Sensual seduction. The way you roll it on me, baby. Sensual seduction. You got the sex appeal, the way my body feels. Sensual seduction. The way you roll it on me, baby. Sexual ambitions, come search positions. Feeling, licking and kissing. Boy, you got me yearning for you. Ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Make sure y'all tune in next week. As you know, we're going to have a good discussion as well, because it's now time to talk about the children. So next week, we'll be talking about the generations transformational respect, meaning how the respect has changed throughout the generation. So now you have women that stay in these situations to where they're just, they want to be married, but they'll accept just being there with him. Why do y'all think that is?
I think because they rather have something than nothing at all. They're just settling. They really want to be married, but then rather than to lose him completely, they wanted to stay there and settle the tidbits that he's throwing out.
Right.
I agree.
I agree with you. Now, Tiffany says a woman may allow herself to be in this position due to complacency or due to the fact of wishful hoping thinking. If she sticks by him and proves her love to him, he will one day say, I do. Maybe they have kids and she thinks she has to stay. In the end, I think it all a mind thing. Yeah, if he keep leading her on, I think it's a mind game.
That's what it is, Bryson. That's all that is. I mean, especially if a guy have more than one child, the other girl might be thinking the same thing. Maybe he'll come back, maybe he'll marry me, maybe whatever. But
I think because they have children that they can't get else, or I don't want no other man over my children. I don't want them to be without a dad. So they just deal with just not being married and accepting that he hasn't proposed to her.
Yeah. I just believe if you're gonna be with somebody that long, if they don't marry you, because we all have a choice. If you're a female or woman that feel like that you won't be married, this man been with you for so many years, I'm not to say it. I mean, unless y'all agreed not to get married, that's fine. But if you're looking to get married and it's been the past 5 years, you might go ahead and hang it up because there's a good chance you're not gonna get married to him.
Yeah, because I feel like, even if he just speaks about it or he don't speak about it, if it's already been 3 years, 4 years, and I'm like, okay, he hasn't even mentioned it, he hasn't proposed, am I truly wasting my time?
I think the person's wasting their time.
And
they're wasting their time. You're wasting.
They're getting the best part of your life.
Yeah, especially if you're already playing a role of a wife. Y'all living together. You're being a mother. You're doing wifely duties. You can't them. So, I mean, it's they use that saying, as Tiffany said, what I need a piece of paper for.
That's just
exactly.
And see, that's probably what our grandmothers used to say. Why buy the cow when you're getting the milk for free?
For free.
Yeah. They say it's just a piece of paper, but then who cares? Just sign it and jump the broom.
Yes.
Since you said just sign it and jump the broom. Who cares? You saying it's a piece of paper, just sign it and go ahead and jump the broom.
Yeah, because you give it out that there are some men out there that even though they love this woman, which I don't see how it can really be in love, it's just a love for that person, that feel like, well, I don't want to leave her nothing. I don't want her to have a piece of anything that I worked for or that I invested into, whether she helped me with it or not. This is mine.
It's selfishness.
Exactly. And I feel like that's another red flag. And the key is that if a person is selfish, how could you expect for them to want to even be married? Because they could be looking at the fact that I don't want to give up anything.
Nope.
I want to give up my freedom, because you got to look at too. By them being married, they feel like, oh, if I'm just going with her, I can still do what I want to do.
Yeah, I can sleep with who I want to, date who I want to. Who I want. We ain't together. We're not in a relationship.
Exactly.
Yeah. And Tiffany says also, I think they may be afraid to leave and start over with someone new. Now, I could feel her on that, because I've even said that, I didn't stay with him, but I've said I'm tired of jumping from one man to another.
Right.
I'm at the age to where I want to be able to share my life with one guy, grow and invest together with one person. And then I look at when you talk about sexually, you get tired of opening your legs to different men and then end up with nothing. It's too much. To me, it's just too much. And that's why I came to the point in my place in my life to where I said, you know what, now I'm gonna stay celibate because I feel like I'm too valuable to be opening myself to every man to where I hope it's gonna be something.
I don't want no hopes.
No, I'm not giving up for hope.
I'm gonna be Judge Judy on this. I just stick to the facts. Facts.
Yeah, you do some women that have that fear. I've been with this man. I got 3 kids by him, and if I leave now, ain't nobody gonna want me. Or you can look at the financial part as well. He has been taking care of her, and she feel like if I leave now, I have nothing.
Yeah,
but they do. They have. Women need to stop that, as well as men. It's got men out there too, just doing the same thing as we women do, but it's more women than men that they go through this.
Because you have some men that is willing to stay with that woman. No, I mean, because you look at it.
No, she says no. She keeps saying no.
My thing is that, yeah, she says no, but you stay there. But my thing is also, a man stays there, hoping that she is the one. But my thing is that she keep leading them on to where you got to think, maybe that woman's just there for convenience. Maybe she just there for, what do you call it, Tenise? Financial security.
Yep. Financial security. And once you lose that money, she's gone too.
Yes. Yeah. Once you lose that job, you get disabled.
She's gone to the next.
She's gone. You got to look at the women. They have their flaws as well in this situation to where they don't want to be married. They be like, no, why can't we just stay with what we got? What we got going on is good.
This is working. This doesn't have no problem. This is working. No, it's not working. I'm not happy. It ain't working.
If you pass away and there's an inheritance, well, dang, I should have went on and married him. Now you're empty-handed. I'm not saying that a woman should marry a man materialistically.
No.
I don't feel like that's the reason you should get married. If you get married, it's because you feel like you're one with this person. This is somebody you want to spend your life with, that you love, for better and worse. And when he hits rock bottom, be that woman up and be able to have his back. Be willing to step in that providing square and be wanting to uphold the household as he was doing.
Yep.
But that's probably why some men's like, she's not that wifey material.
Well, you heard what King D said.
She's that bed-like material, though. She's okay. She's good enough to cook. She's good enough to clean. She's good enough to play the wife role, but she's not good enough to have the legal title of a wife.
That's just.
And Tiffany says, tell him, y'all, it's that hope. Hope that one day he will change. Hope, hope, hope. That's the killer. Yeah, it is a killer.
Hope.
Because that could never probably come true.
Yep. You done wasted 10 years of hopes.
You live in a fairy tale story. You need to wake up. It's a fairy tale story. It ain't gonna happen. And it's just time to wake up, face reality. I mean, you don't take a rocket science to figure that out, because you just wasting your youth, your time, and while you wasting your time with that man, the real man you could be with is probably out there somewhere waiting on you, looking for you, but you stuck with that guy.
Exactly. And that's it's also like with the men as well. You sticking with this woman that continue to say that she's going to change, continue to say give her a chance, but she keep failing you. Because I mean, men, there are some men out there that are real good men that take care of the children, they help with the household, they keep the grass cut, plus they're providing. But she's not offering anything equal to him. But my thing about it is she has the nerve to withhold sex from him. So why would you, as a man, want to stay with somebody that's not meeting you halfway or even at equal stat? Because it's a give and take.
It sure is a give and take.
You accepting this woman pushing you away, not want to be intimate with you, not wanting to share the fact of a family with you, to where you're carrying the whole luggage. It says Jesse said it best: keep hope alive, and that's just what keeps them there. It keeps that person that's saying no or wait right where they want to be, free to do what to whoever, whenever.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And you have to be like, well, I ain't married. I can do what I want to do.
Right.
I ain't got no ring on this finger.
See no ring on this finger. I do what I want to do. That's true. That's what they do. That's what they do. You know.
That paper do.
Jump that.
And I just think you should move your butt on. Find a man or a woman who's willing to go with you equally and not try to play these little games, because that's all it is, just a game.
Yeah, that's what I feel.
Use up your 20s and let me use up your 30s. This mess up your body, then I'll toss you to the side for the next pretty little thing or the next handsome fine thing.
Yeah, I agree.
That's true. Men in their 50s that's playing that game. They just want to sleep with women like they're not a factor or they're nothing of value.
No.
But they say, I don't want a relationship. I don't want to be married. All they want to do is play house. They just want to hit it and just go.
Until they get older.
So how are you going to tell me that you have respect for a woman when that's all you see her for?
It's a toy. A freaking toy.
That's showing that you don't. You have no respect or value a woman for who she is. And it's like
sometimes those men are the ones that do that. Somewhere between their youth age and their somewhere they so-called adulthood, that they probably got real hurt by the woman that they truly love. So they're gonna take it out on every woman after that.
But they're taking it out on the wrong woman, which could be the good woman for their life.
Yep.
And when they've set back and by the time they realize it and they are alone, they're gonna realize, well, dang,
no one helped.
This one right here was really a good one.
Yes.
But see, now another man is enjoying that because you took that for granted. You were too busy want to play game. So if that, when it comes down to me, if I've decided to a man in my life, it's for a relationship. It's for love. It's something towards those stairs moving towards marriage. I'm 50. I'm too old for games.
Yep.
He says, but y'all gotta know, misery loves company. Yep, true. They got to have a story to tell and talk about on the phone. Shoot, they have heard a million times before, girl, you should leave. Girl, you deserve better. They still stay. That's true. And then you got to look at also, sometimes we got to make the choices for ourselves instead of listening to our friends, because everybody that you think is your friend is really not your friend. Because sometimes that woman is telling you to leave so she can move in.
Walk on in.
Got the suitcase, march on in.
Yep. That's why I said it's not just your mama you don't tell your business to, but you don't tell your girlfriend.
I got done like that. I truly got done like that. I did.
Me too.
I was young. I was like 22 years old. At that time, he was the love of my life and fiance and everything. There's more fish in the sea. Oh, you don't know. You don't need to stick with one person. You're too pretty to stick with one person. Then a week or two later, she trying to sleep with him.
Yeah, but just like he said, if he's not any good, then that person is looking out for your better interests. But you guys back and you got to look at everything, because you do have friends that say, "Look, girl, I'm not the one to tell you to leave, but he's not for you. You don't deserve this. You're wasting your time. Everything you're doing for him is in vain."
Yeah.
You know, so you got to be careful. But we're going to take another break, and we're going to enjoy Lala Maria, which she has one called Love Triangle.
You're listening to FDG Records. So lost, confused, but I know what I gotta do. I knew this day would come when I'm forced to choose. Sometimes I wish I could have my cake and eat it too. So caught up, I think I fell in love with both of you, but I choose you. Or is it you I choose? I'm so confused, but I gotta do what I gotta do. I'm caught up in a love triangle. I'm caught up in a love triangle. I'm caught up. Which one do I choose? I'm caught up. My heart's so confused, so caught up. Both of you treat me so good. It's hard to decide which one of you is right. Who to invite in my life? There could only be one that's right. It's a big predicament to be in, to be torn between two great men. It's not fair to keep you waiting. I gotta make the right decision, so I choose you. Caught up in a love triangle. If you take me as I am, maybe you'll I'm choose you. Which one do I choose? I'm caught up. Baby, all I need is you. So caught up.
Now, let's talk about this, because I've seen this situation happen before. And some people might not believe it, but like I said, I've seen it before. There was a situation where this man lived with this woman, and they've been living together for, I'd say, about 2 years. Now, on the last night that he came to be with her, she ended up waking up to her friend sending her a YouTube video. And the YouTube video was him at the altar with another woman.
Oh.
Now, speaking on that, what is your thoughts about that there? And why would he had did that to her?
Coward.
I think he was just using her. He using her until that time he went to go marry this other woman. How long was it together again, Spicy, before she saw this on YouTube?
2 years. They was living together. That's the thing. They was living together. He had some things there. She didn't realize that he was slowly moving things out, though.
That's cold blooded, but that's what some people do. I mean, to me, it's sad and it's being the coward. He just basically used her. I don't know if he used it for a place over a roof over his head or wherever game it was for her to find out that he jumped the broom with somebody on YouTube. That's just weak. I mean, it's just weak and sad. She wasted 2 years with this man for nothing.
But you gotta look at there's different things, because I look at, well, maybe this woman the woman that he married was a good woman, but she was the type of woman that, one, he could have been sleeping with both, or two,
True.
one of them could have been like no sex before marriage.
True.
Yeah, that can happen.
To where he was like, okay, I still have needs. So what I do, I'll live with this woman here, get my needs met, but this is the woman I want to be with. So when the day came, she was the one he proposed to, not the one he'd been living with for 2 years. That's been cooking and doing everything for her. She never suspected anything, nothing.
But see, right there, Spicey, maybe he was gonna play both of them. Maybe he's gonna marry that girl, do his thing with her, come back over there where she at and do his thing with her until he got busted. That is, if he didn't get busted, he might have been doing that.
He didn't come back to get the rest of his things. He did not come back. The majority was that the other stuff that was there, he never came back for it.
That's cold. It happens like that.
He was just using her.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens like that.
And my thing is that why would you waste somebody's time like that? And it's like you have no conscience to where you have somebody here that you're sleeping with, you're living with, and you sit up here. Now the thing about it is that he would pay some of the bills, but she was paying the other bills. But my thing was that he had it so balanced to where the other one, I guess she didn't know because she was at the altar with him on YouTube.
Right.
You know, and then, there was a lot of people in that church. So at the same time, this woman don't know that before you said I do, this man's been living a total different life.
Yeah.
Living 2 lives.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's why you gotta be so careful who you get with. You just gotta be careful because you don't know who you really dealing with. I mean, people are so good in hiding themselves, so you just don't know.
Then they wonder why they have all these tracking apps coming on the phone now.
Yeah. You better start using them.
Yes. Tiffany says, laugh out loud. I know y'all like Tiff got a story for everything, but I had a guy that was dating me and another woman. And I didn't know until I saw the wedding invitation posted on Facebook.
Wow.
Wow. I was so hurt, but he got his karma back. Yeah, you read what you saw. Because the woman that he left me for cheated on him with a guy from her job and ended up leaving him. And then he wanted to come crawling back, laugh out loud. But I was like, no.
Wow.
He thought somebody was a fool. That's what that was. He thought he had it like that. Like, oh, I know she loved me. She'll take me back. She
you wrong, partner.
Yeah. She's like, hey, I don't go back. I go forward. This is crazy. So, as you see the example, this is another person that have suffered from this. And I don't understand. It's like a person that doesn't have a conscience to where you literally are going around promising or living with somebody for so long to where they are showing you that they the woman that truly loves you and truly wants a life with you, and you just dump over her and waste her time. Like she could have had somebody that was worth it.
Yeah. Yes, she could.
Actually appreciated and cherished everything about her, but you gonna be and then you think that you lead the way you lead this lady, just like a guy disappeared on me. You gonna leave that person for somebody else that you think is better. The grass is not always greener on the other side.
Oh no.
Yeah.
But then when you find out that person is not what you really wanted and you're unhappy, then you want to come back. No, you should have known how to treat that person when you had it. You should have be valued and cherished what you had at hand because it was good for you. You just took it for granted and you misused it and mistreated it.
Yep.
And it's sad to know that there is actually people out here that does that. So my thing is, what kind of signs can you tell people to look in order to know that this person is just not going to marry them?
Too long.
Yeah.
You're going too long. After 2 years, what are we waiting for?
Exactly.
That's true. After 2 years, 3 years, that's too long to wait. And they never talk about getting married, or when you talk about getting married, they don't really want to talk about it, or they'll make excuses for this and that. And like Teresa said, after 2 years, I mean, really, after a good 2 years, if y'all don't have plans to get married, then where y'all going? How long y'all gonna stay in the relationship until y'all feel like that you want to be married? You might have one that want to be married, one that doesn't. If you with a man wasting time with a man that don't want to be married, then you might just go ahead and get out now, because he's not gonna do that.
Yeah, Tiffany said if he is laid back about getting married, leave. If he says what's the rush, leave.
Yeah, leave.
What's the rush? You didn't waste no time moving in. You didn't waste no time going to bed with me. What are you talking about? What's the rush?
He sure didn't have no time, didn't waste no time getting in that bedroom.
Yeah. If he says you are not marriage material, woo! If he says you are not marriage material, slap him in. Those are some good red flags. If he and my thing is, you gotta be bold to tell me my face I ain't wifey material.
You know wifey material. I'm just trying to tell you.
He gonna send it to you in the text. He gonna send it to you in the text. I'll be right back. Let me send it to you. I got something to say.
Like, you are like lay down. You good in bed, but I don't see you as good wife.
Yeah.
Man, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it.
I had a homeboy that actually, and I'm remember this. I have a homeboy. I don't know if you see this. He's gonna say, "I know you're talking about me." I had a homeboy that actually was with somebody, and he was laid up with her. And then I'm like, "Well, you've been with her all this time. Why don't you just marry her?" He says she ain't wifey material. Then why are you with her?
Don't waste her
time. She has some benefits, Spice. That's why he's with him. She has some kind of benefits for him to stay with her that long.
Well, all you're gonna do is make. A lot of times you make evil women, you make good women turn evil by doing that.
Yeah, you do. You cause wounds and scars, because then they don't trust and they in fear that, it'll happen again. So it's like they don't want to be married. They were like, look, we can just live together. But at the same time, when you're not living together, you end up like Desiree.
Yeah. Well, especially something that you said, or Teresa said, some men, y'all outnumber us, and they like, well, whatever, I'm gonna take my time, whatever. Some men stay with you just long enough to see, well, she's not the one, that's the one. She's been with you for 3 or 4 years, and he finally see a girl that he called himself, and that's wife material, and then he just get up and leave you. Yeah, so that's why I say women gotta stop to it. So, you're not gonna marry us, we're not gonna be getting married while I'm wasting my time with you.
Exactly.
You can be making you miss your true husband out there somewhere waiting on you.
Yeah. And so, I could just say, another red flag is like, even with the man that proposes to you, but then he's not, how you could say, engaging and planning for a wedding. But then all of a sudden he disappears.
Ghost.
Like a ninja in the night. Come on.
But his excuse is
I got
Tiffany says he is with her because of convenience sex and house sex. That's why, the last time we talked, that's why I said to the men, if you don't want this, don't give the relationship pickle. Stop it.
Oh, that's true though.
Relationship pickle to yourself.
You want to give a relationship? Keep your relationship pickle to yourself. Don't give me none of that.
No.
If you're not,
Thank you, ma'am, and move on.
exactly. If you're not intended to have anything with me, why am I showing you all my flips and splits and tricks and stuff? For what?
That's it, girl. That's it. Show me all of it.
No, that's relationship.
Yeah, they gonna yeah.
And I know they say it's hard for a man not to give up, but my thing is, if you don't feel her that way, why are you filling her up anyway?
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's just the way I feel. You know, I feel like, you know, when women realize, you know, for one, we need to be more observant of the men that we allow into our life. You know, I'm at the point to where I'm at the point to where I'm like, I want a background check.
Well, you know, that's funny you say that because to me that's a good idea. Do a background check on him.
And see what he said. Don't hurt to talk to the ex, because the ex is not always the bitter woman. She's probably that master key that you need to know to prevent yourself from going through what she went through.
Right.
Every woman isn't a woman scorned or just wants your man or just mad because you're with him. Sometimes when that woman speaks, it's out of trying to prevent you from going through what she went through. Because
wow.
And that's
sad. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. And she says, just because you can do it, do a thing does not mean you should. Exactly. Like, I mean, a lot of us are confident in what we possess, which I'm a Scorpio. I'm very confident. I know what I got. But that don't mean I give it to every man if I'm not intending to have anything with him or he doesn't mean anything to me.
Right. That's true.
That's just like a prostitute. You just a dollar sign to her. All she wants is to make that money. Is she going to kiss you in the mouth? No. She's only going to give you, just like the menu, the price of this, the cost of that, and how much the full package is.
Yeah. Full package.
So instead of giving them the relationship pickle, give them the prostitution prices.
Yes.
Because you don't want anything with her.
No.
Oh man.
But the benefits of a prostitute, because the fact is you're not valuing her, you just want her for your own selfish reasons, and you're wasting her time.
You're wasting her time.
Ah, dang. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And it's sad because, you know, like you have now, just like you see now, the percentage of marriages has fallen. So
and they keep, and
they keep falling.
It's gonna get worse.
It's gonna be where there's hardly nobody gonna be married because you know a wedding or probably one wedding you see a year because people are not expecting what a relationship is supposed to be built upon.
Well, you got a lot of people, especially women. I'm gonna hate to say it, men too, but mostly women. They see a marriage, all they see is destroy it. I'm going to destroy it. Yep. I'm going to try to sleep with her man. He should be with me. I should be getting that.
Exactly. That's what I say. You got to be careful who you call your friend, but you also be careful who you leave alone with your husband.
Yeah, that was a lesson.
Because you think that she's a good friend and she wasn't stabbing you back, but she's plotting her way to get what you got because you didn't told her how he put it down.
Yep.
How he providing and how he do this and that. You think she taking notes, baby, because she wants what you got.
Yeah. Gotta be careful.
Yeah.
Don't out the bedroom door.
Yeah, Tiffany says, women, we gotta take our power back and value ourselves more and make it hard for men to do us any kind of way.
And you know how to do that? If they stop giving these men sex, I promise some things will change.
I'm celebrating. I ain't giving nothing up. Yeah, they could do like Barney in a magic. That's what they could do. And my girl Bella's on here. What's up? What's up? She said, I want vows for real, for real. I'm with you right there. Right there. Yes, 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 yes. And Tiffany K says the union of marriage is becoming extinct. Perfect way to put it. The union of marriage is becoming extinct. And I want to speak on that in a minute because I mean, my thing is like, why is it becoming extinct? Because you know, like back in the day, in order for a man to get a woman, he felt like he had to marry her.
Mm-hmm.
Now that sex has been so easy to get to where, why should they get married?
There's no
Exactly.
anymore.
That's
There's no
it right there. That's
there's
it
no
right
chase. The
Yeah.
chase is gone.
Yeah.
And
there.
you have women going chasing after men, and they feel that the only way they can get the man is to crack them legs open, and that's not the way to do it. You want that man to chase you, and a lot of men, these younger, unfortunately, the younger generations don't respect that. They don't respect the old ways. They don't. They just want to hit it, and that's that.
Yeah, but women also got to realize, don't chase after something that ain't chasing you back either.
No, no.
Exactly.
Yeah, and Tiffany says, yeah, that's what Tiffany said just now. Carbella says, I don't trust no female with my man at all. Yeah.
That man can tell the female no.
Spice, you said that wrong.
What do you mean? I said,
She said that at all.
oh, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry to answer that. Let me correct that, okay? Carbella said, I don't trust no female with my man at all.
At all.
Yes.
At all.
And Tiffany said, Dwight, what you said, big facts. It's becoming extinct because it's not being taught. Oh, wow.
Sure.
It's
definitely.
The value and morals have been lost.
Yes, he has.
Yeah.
It's out the window. It's out the window.
True. Yeah, and the roles have been reversed. We got women proposing to men. Not here. Not here.
No, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, and it's about money more so than love. I agree with her on that. You have a lot of men that I'm seeing that even with the younger generation, they looking like the women used to look at like, okay, what kind of car he drive, how much money he make. Now the men are looking at what kind of job we got, what kind of car we got, what kind of house we got, because they looking at that's the way they don't have to work so hard and they could just move straight on.
I come to your house and I can play a PlayStation 5.
And my thing is, this is one thing I'm gonna say. Don't think that I'm gonna marry you and you proposing me with a ring that you bought with my money.
No.
Oh, damn.
Ooh.
Now, Teresa, you remember that no name, but you remember one time at Uptown 78, had a party going on.
Oh my God.
Woo! Oh, that was messed up. That was straight up messed up. I ain't gonna mention no name, but Spice, what you just said.
To pay for her party.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was cold. That was cold right there.
Champagne and everything on her dime.
Boy, he was popping bottles. He was straight up popping bottles that night.
Yeah, he was.
That's
my
I sit on TikTok and I like this guy. He was a black man. It was on TikTok. And what he said, like, it was one of those songs that's very popular. But she turned around and she started like bouncing her butt. He stopped the music and he said, if that's all you got to bring to the table, I don't want it.
Oh, I seen that. Yeah. was funny. Yeah,
Hey,
I see
that's
that.
the thing. Just like he said, if you can't bring nothing to the table, I don't want it. Women, what happened to that? If he
Yeah,
can't bring nothing to the table, why would you want to fall in love with that?
All you don't know how to do is bounce your butt.
Yeah, I mean, damn, who can't bounce their butt? You see a lot of women bounce their butt, but what can you do? Can you cook, clean? Can you bring me peace? Can we talk and communicate? I mean, who ain't out there bouncing? I mean, bouncing their butt don't mean nothing no more. I mean, but they seem like
That's what trips me out though, Dwight. That
so.
there's a lot of these females now that you're finding that can't cook.
Can't cook a damn.
I don't understand.
Can't even do a 3-minute boiled egg. Damn, you can't even do that?
They can't boil water.
What do I need you for?
And see, that falls back on the parenting, because that's one thing. I don't care if my sons, my daughters, they know how to cook, because mama, no, this is how you do this. No, I'm gonna, like when she wanted stuffed cabbage, we went to the store. I told her what ingredients to buy, and she had to stop for a minute. She says, "You cooking this right?" I say, "No, I'm showing you how to cook it, but you don't want to cook it." Because when they get on their own, what are you teaching them? You're teaching them to just like when you don't teach your sons how to be clean, you teaching them to be sorry. Why would any woman to have a boy that's so sorry to where he won't even cut the grass, he won't even take the trash out, he won't even pay the bill. She asked him to fix something, and he can't. He did like,
I don't know how to do that.
Preach.
And that goes as well.
I all of that.
You gotta teach your daughters. Teach your daughters how to do their hair, how to cook, how to clean, how to be organized, how to survive. Because a lot of kids, if something happened to their parents, they are going to be lost.
They're gonna be stuck like
look for somebody to take care of them.
Yeah.
I can tell you right now, my sons know how to cook. My oldest son know how to barbecue, cook, all that stuff. Because I've been teaching him how to cook and everything since he could stand next to me on a stool.
Okay, they can be cute. You can love them, whatever, but they're not cute when they're sorry.
They're not.
Sorry because that's what irks me. And I mean, I deal with a certain type of OCD, and my OCD has me to where I gotta have my seasons colorized and facing forward. Things in the refrigerator I want facing forward. Okay, you know, when we clean, thanks to my dad doing this to me. When we clean, move the furniture and clean. You have kids that don't know how to clean.
Yeah, you know, this generation is different than how we was brought up and what we do and everything. I mean, I'm pretty sure all of us can relate how we got up and clean, cut the grass, did everything. But the younger people today, boy, they don't know what that is today. They really don't. Most of them don't.
That's why I showed my son, because he complained about cutting the grass. So I said, we need a lawnmower. So we went to Lowe's. And, you know, back in our day, in East Terrace, Dwight, we had the old-fashioned lawnmower.
The
push one with the blades.
Yeah.
And to edge up the house, my grandmother was on our knees with on top of a towel with a pair of scissors. So I went to Lowe's, and I'm like, okay, I need to buy a lawnmower. So I was like, oh, wow. I seen our lawnmower from back in the day, but it just had a shield on top. So I said, okay, you have a choice. I said, you complain about pushing the lawnmower. Now, either we can get the one that's self-propelled, or we can get this one right here if you want to continue to complain. He like, nah, Mom, I'm good. I take that. But my thing is, technology and us as parents have made these kids lazy. And it's just, if y'all remember that old commercial where when the mother was telling him to do something, he said, I don't know how to do that. And she said, well, all you gotta do is push the buttons on the microwave. He's playing a game on a controller, pushing the buttons. He said, I don't know how to push no button. But he's pushing buttons.
You pushing all the buttons.
It is. When you don't teach your daughter how to cook while she at home to prepare her for her family or how to survive on her own, you teach her to be sorry.
Yeah.
You teach her to where she feel like she got to depend on somebody else. That go as well. Teach your sons how to separate their clothes. Teach them how to wash their clothes. Teach them how to cook. Because I know my dad used to get upset and he used to tell me, don't have that boy wash the dishes. You make him out of a punk. No, he's still a man. He know how to survive on his own.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
What if he's living by himself? Who's going to wash the dishes for him?
But like I told him, if you even get a wife that end up being disabled, you got it.
You sure do. That's right. That's true, though. That's real talk right there.
It's to me, it's disgusting when I see these 20-some-year-old kids now that don't have a clue on how to prioritize things, how to be clean, how to be able to do things responsible. I've seen some that they do, and I'm very proud of them. And I'm like, their parents did a good job. But then when you're a parent, you don't make your children clean up. You don't make them do things. You're making them sorry.
Yes, you are.
That's one thing, right.
Not going to have my daughter or my sons sit up there and depend on nobody.
That's something I preached to all my kids. Like, all of them. Mama, we heard this 100 times. I want to hear it 100 times more. I'm going to say it 101 more time. I want you to be independent. I don't want you depending on nobody. I don't want you depending on no woman to do everything for you. You can do it yourself. If your woman want to do it for you, that's fine. But you know how to do it.
And get this. You need to teach your children how to love, respect, value, honor a family, and to respect the fact of marriage. My thing is, be careful of we always say, be careful who you open your legs to, be careful who you have baby by. My thing is, if that man is not being an example in that household, then you be the woman and step up and make sure that your son don't repeat what his dad is doing.
Yeah.
How he's supposed to help out around the house. Teach him how he's supposed to love. You can't teach him how to be a man. You can't do that.
I can't do that.
But as a woman, you can tell him and teach him the right things to help a woman.
Yes.
And that's
first of all, if he don't respect his mama, he's not gonna respect nobody.
Exactly.
That's right.
And that's one thing that our young generation needs to look out for. And like I try to protect my daughter from going through what I've been through. I try to protect my son from being a man, the men that I came in contact to. But my thing is that, like I love my children, but I'm not going to tolerate and sit back and take up for you when you're wrong.
Yeah.
If you like, I told my sons, if you don't want to be with this person no more and you're attracted to this other person, leave this person alone.
Move.
Leave this person. Don't do that to that person because don't nobody remember how your mother was treated and how did it make you feel. He said, "Mama, it hurt me." Then don't do another woman like that because I am that woman.
Yep.
I teach I know how I feel. See, I don't know why these kids think we just came out at 50 and we didn't know nothing.
We were born grown.
Yeah. I've been there and I've done that. And I'm trying to protect you from it. I've been with those men. If I look at a man and I'm telling you he ain't no good, oh, he's gonna break your heart. Trust, mama, no. But see, these kids nowadays, which we're gonna talk about on the next show.
Oh yes,
they feel like that we're trying to control them,
and we're not.
It's different between control and protect, because warning comes before destruction. And that's one thing I thank God for my son being wise, because he got to the point to where he told his homeboy, he said, "No, I bring my girls to my mama because I started listening, because every time she said something about it, it was true."
Yeah.
When I told him she had deceitful eyes, guess what? She was talking to 2 other men.
Well,
When I say, oh, she looked like she too friendly with her body, guess what? She was. Well, my son's listening. But see, you have these other hard-head ones. Oh, you ain't gonna control my. We're gonna talk about that on the next show.
I can't wait for that one.
oh, Lord have mercy.
Because one thing, don't wait till your mother is 6 feet under and say, I should have listened.
I should have listened.
Because me and my mother was talking yesterday, and that's one thing she says, I wish I would have listened to my mother. I said, you know what? I wish I would have listened to. There's a place and a time where we should break that generational chain.
Yes. Yes.
It's repeating too much. It comes a place where speaking to the younger generation, where you want to do better than your parents did.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You want to be better than your parents, because that's all I ever wanted for my children was to be better than me.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, at the end of the day, that we're gonna discuss on the next show, I gotta be mama. No matter what. But I thank y'all for coming on. I thank y'all for tuning in. And like I said, make sure y'all tune in next week. This has been such a joy. I appreciate it. I had so much fun with y'all. I think Tenise then froze up on us.
Not just how she looks. She just looks like that.
What?
You froze up on us. But make sure you tune in next week as we discuss generational transformational respect. We're going to get deep into this.
Wow.
We got to break the chain somewhere.
Yeah.
The respect has changed. So thank y'all so much for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Same time. Much love. Have a blessed week.
Woo! I need